Chapter 87 Tsunade's Random Thoughts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What happened? What did you find? Tsunade saw him stop and thought he had discovered something. Aoki's face darkened. Yes, I suspect that the pharmaceutical company that hired the Kirigakure ninja to deal with you is probably a pharmaceutical company. No, how can you tell? It's very simple. If you are eliminated, they will be the biggest gainers. Why do you have to do this? There is a saying that cutting off someone's money is like killing one's parents. You should have heard it. Alas, Tsunade sighed with a sense of sadness. Aoki asked, Tsunade, what are you going to do next? But when she thought of her companions losing their lives because of this, Tsunade was furious. What else can I say? Of course I will go back and investigate thoroughly. Want me to help you? Of course. Then remember to pay. Tsunade was stunned, with an expression on her face that she wanted money for this matter. Shinji said without hesitation, Nonsense, do you still want to prostitute me for nothing? Are you kidding me? What does free prostitution mean? When we hurried back to the kingdom of Shang, it was already evening, and Shinji found a hotel that looked pretty good to stay at, because there happened to be only one room left, and Tsunade was still in a poisoned state and was a loser. In order to avoid an accident, Aokiji had no choice but to ignore his personal honor and reluctantly sleep in the same room with Tsunade. A personal bodyguard, he has no interest in flat chests, so what bad intentions could he have? The two walked up to the second floor, found the room number, inserted the key, twisted their hands, and opened the room with a click. The interior decoration is quite good, everything is available, but there is a simple problem. Why is there no bed? Why don't you look so poor with a floor covering? And even if it's a bunk on the floor, why is it just a bunk on the ground? Where do I sleep? Just when he was complaining about this, Tsunade on the side took off her robe, threw herself on the floor, breathed a sigh of relief, and said happily, I can finally sleep peacefully. She has little fighting ability now, so she might be noticed by the enemy's spies and cause trouble frequently. Qing Pheasant specially made her wear a cloak on her head to hide her from others. Being alone and with only one bed, Tsunade naturally thought of that. What's going on? Why is there only one bed here? Is it possible that I want to sleep with this idiot? No need. How can I get married in the future like this? But after all, she was trying her best to save herself. How could she fall asleep just looking at Shinji without even a quilt? She would catch a cold. Tsunade, who was in distress, finally convinced herself, no way, this is repaying a favor. When she thought of this, Tsunade's cheek buried in the quilt was like a freshly cooked blue crab, red and smoking. It seems that there is only one room left, and there is no way to sleep in the same room with you, then. Let me tell you, if you dare to mess around at night, I will. Having said this, she moved her face slightly, moved her eyes, and looked at someone. Hey, where are the people? Tsunade suddenly found that the original location was empty, and Aokiji had gone somewhere. While he was in a trance, he heard a click, and when he heard the sound, he saw Shinji opening a small compartment from nowhere, and he had already laid down in it. If he remembered correctly, this small compartment was called a closet. Tsunade looked confused. What are you doing? Shinji replied lightly. Isn't it obvious? I am sleeping. After saying that, he yawned, took out his own pillow, and continued his habit of sleeping with his head straight. Good night. Did you take the wrong medicine? Shinji frowned. How could he curse others so easily, and said angrily, you know a thing, I'm just being cautious. Careful. Yes, think about it, if an enemy raids, they will definitely hide in the closet and sleep in it. Shinji heyed twice, and said proudly, I am so clever. I think you are crazy. Shinji didn't want to pay attention and closed the sliding door. Wait, you can't sleep inside. Tsunade pushed open the sliding door and said quickly, Senju's special physique has allowed his body to recover slightly. Although he cannot use chakra, he can already perform normal actions. No, I want to sleep in the closet. I said no, I just can't. You will affect the image of our Konoha ninjas. There's something wrong. This has nothing to do with Konoha's image. During the dispute, Shinji asked from his soul, what's wrong with you? I want to sleep in the wardrobe. It's none of your business. Could it be that you? He is not a fool and can see the other person's thoughts. In an instant, the eyes of black pupils and brown pupils intertwined, confirming their eyes. Tsunade panicked. Under such close contact, her heart beat faster and thumped. To avoid falling into embarrassment, she avoided looking directly at her. What's wrong with me? Qingji narrowed his wise eyes. You can't be. Yes, what is it? Coveting my feng shui treasure land. Tsunade broke the pot and threw it all away. Her face was very red. Yes, I just want to be with you. Ha, are you an idiot? Qingji seemed to have read through the other person's thoughts and put on a very smart look. I understand, you are afraid that you will be in danger, so you want my refuge, right? Qingji pretended for too long, and his thinking and logic began to develop in that direction. In addition, because the single period is equal to the life cycle, Qingji's brain is very rigid in this regard, and he will not be able to turn around for a while. How can you be so polite and yet curse others? Tsunade exhaled and shook her head, too lazy to pay attention to this slow guy. He was obviously a very smart person in normal times, but why was he so stupid at this point? Qingji suddenly said, by the way, let me ask you a question. Tsunade was in a daze. What's the problem? Qing Pheasant asked strangely, why are your face so red now? That it was okay if I didn't say it, but when I did, Tsunade's face turned even redder, and she was so busy that she said nonchalantly, I have a cold. Cold? Qingji looked surprised. Can the body of the Thousand Hands clan still catch a cold? That's right, don't you see how long I have been freezing in the ice and snow? I can't use chakra and the cold air enters my body. Isn't it normal to catch a cold? Tsunade spoke nonsense, but the key point was that Aokiji still believed it. The straight man said, I see, then you should drink more boiled water. Drinking boiled water is good for your body. Tsunade felt warm in her heart as she listened. Are you caring about me? No, if you really have a serious cold, I will have to find someone to treat you. Not only will it take time and effort, but it will also cost money. The corner of Tsunade's mouth twitched and she snorted. She didn't want to pay attention to this, so she turned around and left. I'm going to take a shower. One person. Yeah, what's the problem? Wait, you can't go there alone. Aoki hurriedly climbed out of the closet and grabbed Tsunade's bare wrist. Can't you go there alone? No, even though you have saved my life, I can't do that with you. Tsunade was feeling dizzy with random thoughts. Straight man Qingji said, if you take a shower when you have a cold, it will aggravate the cold. Then I will have to take care of you, which is time-consuming and labor-intensive. Tsunade. Idiot, I think you just haven't learned any medical knowledge. You can take a bath if you have a cold or cold, but you can't take a bath if you have a cold or cold. Qingji suddenly realized that he had no expertise in medical ninjutsu. Hearing what she said, it was indeed true, but even so, you can't take a bath alone. What if the enemy takes the opportunity to sneak attack you? I will come back then. Can't rush over. Are you a little too cautious? Tsunade felt that Aokiji's caution was already a bit confusing. Who would come to sneak attack at this time, and he also chose a special time to take a bath? I'm afraid it wasn't Jiraiya. Jiraiya was planning to spy on her taking a shower, but fortunately she reacted quickly and caught her on the spot before he succeeded and beat her into the ICU. It was said that someone seemed to have this hobby. Thinking of this, she glanced at a cautious guy and wondered if she should do it on purpose. As soon as this thought came to her mind, Tsunade suddenly widened her eyes. She felt that she must be crazy to have such a strange idea.